1. We are live.
And 2.
And I'm glad, guys. I'm glad that we're doing this podcast here because you know what? It just brings us so much joy. Makes me happy being able to go ahead and talk about, scary titans and murder, and we'll find out what the hell happened to poor little Faye today. We're gonna get a real, clear look.
He's a great guy.
As to what the hell happened.
What Moira?
But yeah, all that good stuff.
But I don't have to voice her anymore.
Point being, Lexi's like, thank goodness she's dead. I don't want to voice her anymore. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so all that good stuff and Attack on Titan, and you know that we're happy to go and talk about it, and we're happy whenever you guys join us. It's always a good time. At the start of the show, of course, I want to say hello to all of our friends listening, and all of our friends that are going to be joining us live, and all of our friends are going to be, tuning in at a later time. As a matter of fact, it is Tuesday. Last week's episode dropped today. So after you guys go ahead and join us live, go ahead and see what the hell happened last week. I know it doesn't make sense, but hey, just in case you guys need a good recap as to what the hell we were talking about last week.
I mean, we're rewatching Attack on Titan, and we know what happens. So I mean,
it's always nice to go ahead and rewatch for sure.
Maybe there's a reference.
Yeah.
Maybe we reference something. Yeah,
exactly. I'm your host AJ. Of course, joining me as usual is Lexi and Zach, and I'll go in and ask my two co-hosts how they're doing very, very shortly. But again, at the top of the show, I want to say big congrats to. Actually, I can say congrats to a few people on getting a new job. Starting with Lexi. Lexi got a new job. No, you talked about last week?
We did.
Okay, so I want to say congrats to Lexi again, but the reason why it's popped in my brain, and I wasn't sure if we talked about it all last week, is because our OG friend of the show, social media manager, just one of the members of the Attack the Talk Levi squad, and that would be our good friend Kyron.
That's my boy.
Got a job.
That's my son.
He said he got himself a new job. He actually messaged us earlier saying that he was going to be unable to tune in live with us, but because he's starting a new job.
Young man.
And damn it, we were just so dang proud of you, Kyron.
So fast.
And from the sound of it sounds like it's going to be a pretty fun job. He's going to be working over at Topgolf. So hell yeah.
I've heard very good things about Topgolf employment.
Yeah.
Try not to get hit by any golf balls.
Yeah.
Don't fall into those
while you're
nets.
scooping them up.
Right? People fall in nets, right?
If they're drunk, yeah.
Yeah, they're drunk. So don't drink on job.
I was imagining Kyron being one of the guys in the carts that shags all the balls. Like while people are still going.
Oh, okay. Well, the one with hey, aim for the cart.
Whipping it in style.
Which makes sense because Kyron is the cart titan. So.
Oh my God, it's all
beautiful.
Connected.
Yeah.
It's all meant to be as Aaron desired.
But yeah.
Everything goes
so congratulations, Kyron. We of course are thinking of you because we always enjoy whenever you tune in live. Yeah, man. So hopefully you have a good. I don't know if this is your first day on the job, but. Hopefully the job is treating you well. And, hey, cheers, man. Cart titans need a life, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes their life is working.
Man.
Sometimes, that means just working over at Topgolf. So, again, I wanted to go ahead and congratulate you. And we have Josh joining us here live. Josh, I repent, as you guys see over in chat. Yeah. Always happy to go ahead and have Josh because Josh knows his shit. Does he know his stuff?
Yes, he does.
It's always a good episode whenever we have our friends join us live. And I want to ask you, Josh, how are you doing, man? How's your weekend? Let us know over in chat. And we will start by finding out how our weekends were. So starting with Lex. Did you have a good weekend?
My weekend was pretty fun. What did I do?
What did you do?
Saturday, I had a barbecue that was kind of like a banquet, but for the team that I coach.
Because we were talking about how season is now done.
Yeah, season is over.
And
so we did a banquet. I made them a cool kind of a video just to of memories. Yeah. Pretty much funny stuff, cool
also
stuff.
Also because you are like the TikTok, you're the social media manager.
Yeah, I'm the social media manager.
Yeah, when it comes to that, and so I'm sure you had some good stuff.
I had a lot of
good
stuff.
Deleted scenes. I mean, bloopers and all that.
Send me stuff. I had
deleted
scenes. Some stuff. It really is. It kind of is like the behind the scenes of hope.
Yeah.
The stuff that didn't get posted on Instagram, that wasn't allowed to be posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. I played some grass volleyball. I stepped on a bee and found out that I'm not allergic to bees. So
good.
That's good.
There we go.
That's a great discovery. Congratulations.
Because that
could be a holy shit moment.
Yeah.
If you found out in that moment, you're like, yay, banquet, yay, volleyball. Oh shit. be.
Like, I stepped on something at the beginning of, like, the longest rally of, like, the whole day. And I was like, oh, my God, someone put this ball away. Meanwhile, I'm walking on my toes because I stepped on it and it stung the arch of my foot.
Oh, the arch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right in the middle.
Ooh.
And finally got off and I was like, yeah, what was that? That kind of felt like I got stung, but I've never been stung before. And I looked and I pulled it out.
Wow.
And my friends were like, yeah, it's a stinger. And
they're like, pinched it and pulled it out?
Yeah, I pulled it out.
No, you use a card.
And I was like, okay, well, and I was like, does it look like a stinger? They were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And they were like, well, are you allergic? And I was like, I don't know, I've never been stung before. And they were like, how does it feel? And I was like, it burns. And they're like, well, there's venom in it, so that's gonna burn.
If your throat's not closing up, that's a great sign.
Yeah, I was playing, and I was like, am I out of shape, or is my throat closing? Like, but it was fine. I just played on my toe, and then Sunday I went to a flea market with my boyfriend Luca.
Yeah.
And it was Sanrio Day, and they actually had the voice actress Sandy Fox there.
Okay.
So she voices
Sandy Fox. What is Sandy Fox?
She voices Sailor Moon, Hello Kitty, and Betty Boop.
Okay.
And she did take over voicing Olive Oil after the original voice actress passed away. But yeah, it's kind of jarring hearing that her voice normally sounds like Betty Boop.
Really?
Like that's her normal voice.
Very high pitched and kind of like whiny, like.
Yeah, very like nasally.
Like, hey sugar, how you doing there today?
It's not that bad, but it is like that.
Good effort. Good effort.
But yeah, she
you want
was
to take a
very
picture with
sweet.
me? Oh my gosh, okay.
She was there. She was super sweet.
So you got
I
an
saw
autograph?
some really cool stuff. I did not because it was too much money.
Oh, okay. What was she charging?
She was charging $20.
No, just so I know for the future, you know.
Yeah, she was charging $20
like at the moment.
for just a selfie.
$20 for a selfie?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I
Sounds like Vegas.
promptly got out of line.
Yeah. Oh, you stepped out of line as soon as you found out how much you had
stepped out of line. She was like, it's
pay?
$20, and because the person in front of me was asking, and she was like, yeah, it's $20, and me and Luca looked at each other and were like, I barely have enough money for us to eat lunch today. Let's step out of line.
A couple corn dogs, you know.
So then, but she was still super nice. There was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. There was this like, my favorite part was there was this Darth Vader, like figurine that's probably about like 2 feet tall.
Okay.
And they dressed him up so cool. They put a hat on him. He was wearing like a Letterman's jacket.
So they used a Darth Vader as like the mannequin to go ahead and display whatever.
But he was only like 2 feet tall. So he was wearing like
baby clothes.
He was wearing like kids' clothes, but they were like Y2K swag.
Oh,
like,
that's crazy.
Okay.
The youth supreme.
Okay. He was wearing a chain and everything. It was super
nice.
cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah.
The force is strong with this one.
It was a lot of fun.
Hey, May 4th is on its way, baby.
4th, that's right. May the 4th be with you all and yeah. That's right.
And that was
no
my
more
weekend.
stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
So that was your your weekend?
Yeah, my Anakin.
Nice.
Anakin Skywalker. What a guy.
What a guy. We love Hayden Christensen. Right on. So glad to hear that, good weekend. You're not allergic to
Yeah, I'm not allergic to bees.
That's good.
I poured some alcohol on it before I kept playing.
Yeah. You're like, I need somebody to pee on it. You're like, no, that's a jellyfish.
I know. No, it's funny because some of my friends are making jokes. They're like, oh no, pretty, you have to pee on her foot. I was like, you guys are all gross. You guys are all horny and immature. And then I went over and I was like, quick, give me that bottle of vodka.
Oh my gosh.
Because we may or may not have been drinking.
Yeah, may not. I mean, of age.
And
some of you.
You squeezed the stinger.
So
it kills me.
I grabbed the part of the stinger and I pulled it. So it all came out. I'm pretty sure it all came out.
Well,
and then the part of my...
You're not in pain, so that's
the
good.
The hole is still there.
Okay.
Nice hole.
It was like purple right here.
That bee scarred you? But hey,
yeah. But I did end up actually killing a bee. But
you survived.
My big takeaway, other than
Jacob,
crazy. The timing is insane.
Jacob just said, "Horny." I just joined in this.
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Jacob? How's your weekend?
That's how I feel every day with that team.
Rated R stream today.
That's how I feel every day walking into the gym.
Yeah, horny.
No, that's my thought.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Just look at those.
Yeah, my
plates.
big takeaway is that I'm not as washed as I thought I was. I didn't. My volleyball. Actually, I didn't play that bad.
You played with the stinger in the foot. You know.
Yeah, that was like at the beginning of the game too. The rest of the games I was playing like.
So you're like, either I'm gonna go ahead and
but this
pass
foot was
out
like this.
because I'm out of shape, or I'm just gonna pass out because my throat is literally closing because of.
Ultimate
yeah,
coin
but I was
flip.
like making sure too. I was like,
coin flip.
okay, I'm good. Like I was like I was being very mindful, and then I just like forgot I got stung after a while, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. But pouring alcohol on it did help a lot.
Right on.
Yeah. Take every couple minutes, take that big deep breath.
Alcohol helped,
make
both
sure.
pouring on it and drinking it.
Good.
It helped with the pain.
All right, so that's good to hear.
Sick.
I'll ask Zach very shortly, but real quick, Josh said that I'm doing pretty good. Just enjoying the weather. Awesome. Always nice when the weather is nice. It says also Levi manga drop, but nobody is dropping leaks.
I know.
I've been scouring all day,
Very
bro.
cool.
Yeah,
Glad
no
to
one's
hear that
been
nobody's
putting out
dropping leaks.
anything.
Scouring.
Hell yeah. And yeah, right on, man. Glad that everything's good. Nice to know you're enjoying the weather. Glad that, yeah, everything's all good, as I said. And Jacob, so just checking in, Jacob said that he's horny. And he said his book's going to be coming out soon. His AOT book. Awesome. And so, Jacob, tell us, how was your birthday? I know that when we streamed last week,
Yes,
it
sir.
was your birthday's eve. Literally, it was like, oh my God, I turned 23,
your
I believe.
birthday eve, yeah.
And at midnight. And I was like, oh, right on, man. Hell yeah. So we're counting down a little bit with you. We weren't able to stream quite as long as to reach your actual birthday, but would like to know how you celebrated. Hopefully you celebrated well, and hopefully everything was all good. And 23 is a really good age. Good age, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's good to go ahead and just kind of just be
No,
young and
it's
enjoy
fun.
life.
Honestly,
and
I've had a lot of
figure out
fun.
what the hell you're going to do in this crazy world. I'm kidding. But awesome, man. So glad to hear that you're good. And Zach, how was your weekend?
Honestly, I just worked and watched Game of Thrones, man.
Work in Game of Thrones.
That was it.
Can't ask for anything better than that.
Oh, there's a new One Piece episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hell
Besides
yeah.
that, I mean, yeah, Game of Thrones has been controlling me outside of work.
Yeah, so
It's been
safe to say that it's good if you literally are just binging the hell out of Game of
I totally
Thrones.
get the hype now. Totally get the hype. I'm on
Okay.
like deep season 4,
Well, so
almost to season 5.
You said that you started when we were here last week, right? And you just finished season 1, you're on season 2. Was there a certain point where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm hooked? Was it in season? Were you already hooked? Was it?
Bro, when they de-headed my boy Ned, that's what sealed me. I was like, shit.
So you're already.
I was like, now I gotta know what happens to all the kids.
So this time last week, you're already hooked.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. All right, and then so you're on season 5 now.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Castle Black was great.
You're putting in some work.
The fight at the wall, that 360 shot when they were fighting at the wall was awesome.
Yeah.
The giants look sick. I wish I saw more of that scene of the giant fight in the tunnel. I wish we saw more of that. But oh well, I can't complain too much.
Yeah.
They killed him, big old giant man.
Yeah.
But it's been crazy. I love it. It's been
Yeah,
nice.
it's definitely a good watch. I mean, it holds up for the most part. If anybody hasn't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Of course, if you're looking for something to binge, not anime related,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great show.
Dragons look sick. I'll
yeah.
say that much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I might have mentioned before, but I did things like the reverse order. All the hype of the final season coming out. I was living with friends at the time. They all were excited, and we did like watch parties and stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I want to be included, FOMO and all that stuff. And I was like, yay!
Let me see the ending.
I started watching it from season 8 or whatever the final season was. So that's where I started watching.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I was like, this
Gets
is
all the
I was like,
answers.
this is so cool. And everybody else is like, this season fucking sucks. What is it? I'm like, dude, I'm just enjoying this.
You're like, I'm just here for the ride.
I'm just happy to be here.
And then I went ahead and I watched it from season 1 on, right from the beginning. And I was like, oh, I understand. There's so much like specific details. There's so much like character development where you're like,
What does she?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Certain things don't happen. I don't want to say too much, but just know that I told you before, but that final
I'm
season.
excited to see it.
The final season is rushed. It's pretty much what it's, you have to say.
I've heard. Trust me, I've heard all the.
Yeah. So, but.
I've seen everyone talk about it online for years.
But I still
and
very
years.
much enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed just the ride of just being able to go ahead and binge a good series. Everybody knows that Game of Thrones, for all the shit that it got for the final season, all in all, just a good series.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm happy to hear that you're still putting in work. Season
proven
5
itself to be very
yeah.
committing for me. I like it.
Yeah. So there are 8 seasons, I believe. Yeah. So damn, season 5.
Just over halfway, baby.
Yeah. Right on. Hell yeah. All right.
Wow.
Good to hear that everybody's doing well. Jacob says, for his birthday, he said how he celebrated. He said, pretty good. I went to Texas Roadhouse. Nice. And it was awesome, especially from my girlfriend. Shout out to all the girlfriends out there. And shout out to Texas Roadhouse.
Shout out Texas Roadhouse.
Love it.
Got some
Glad to hear, man.
Some mean meat out
Glad
there.
to hear, Jacob, that your birthday was celebrated well. Sounds like you guys had fun. And yeah.
And
right on.
for you?
What? What I like at Roadhouse?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll probably go with just like, medium sirloin, maybe 20 ouncer and, just maybe a side of some garlic mash,
That's not what I was asking, but okay. Thanks for your answer.
What were you asking?
How your weekend is and maybe
my
your future
weekend.
plans.
Well, let me tell you guys.
What's been going on in the life of AJ?
I've had probably one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. Probably maybe the best weekend I've ever had in my life.
That's
and I know
a
that
very big
might be
statement.
like, oh, that's such a hyperbole, but no, like last weekend is a weekend that I will forever hold near and dear to my heart, and it'll always be something that I will just, remember as just a great, fond, and exciting time.
How sweet.
And my girlfriend had an amazing opening to her art show. Her art was displayed out over in the gallery in downtown LA. And she, her and her friend Tita. Tita is also an incredible artist. They both had art on display, and that was my first ever art show. And so I went into it just like with the excitement of just seeing my girlfriend's art, and yeah, she's absolutely incredible. I mean, so many people came up to me and asked me, are you an artist? And I'm like, no,
Like,
just the artist's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then I
have a podcast.
I was really just like gushing over her art like all night, because I was just telling everyone how, one, incredibly talented she is, and everybody was able to see that because all of her amazing art was on display, but two, like just the process of seeing her just work her ass off, and the attention to detail and the process was something that after seeing what happened last night, really made me appreciate it, because it's one of those things where I was like, wow, I literally saw like a true artist at work. Like literally
In her
every single
element.
time I went to go visit her at her studio, and just her doing her thing, like just to see that night was the culmination of all that hard work she put into, like literally, I'm talking about like literal blood, sweat, and tears, you know, like losing hours of sleep, like sometimes pulling all-nighters, and it's kind of like she's told me before, that's kind of like the stigma of artists. Like she said, it's funny when like there's some artists whenever they go ahead and they have their show, they look so like disheveled, so like malnourished and so exhausted, is because they literally put their bodies on the line.
Yeah.
But she
They
was
put
an
everything into their art.
she was an absolute superstar. Like so many people just constantly go out there and talking to her, and just like they're so excited about her work and what was what she put out there, and I'm just so damn proud of her, and yeah, I just loved it. It was a great.
Felt like you were dating a celebrity.
It was
awesome.
It did, but it wasn't like overly like like it was like, oh my god,
everyone
like,
recognized
like
the
oh my
hard
gosh,
work,
like
your
I
talent.
don't know what to do myself, like oh my god, like I feel so lesser of a, like no, like I felt so genuinely proud. I felt so fucking proud, and
That's awesome.
and just again, like I said, just seeing her go out there constantly, just being this like social, like just bubbly butterfly, just talking to all these different like important people, like I said, like she was saying that she had so many people reaching out to her and stuff like that after the fact, and even like later on the night, and just again, it was just an absolute great Saturday. Also, to add to some of the nerves that I had of just going to the first, my first ever art show like that, right? Seeing art like that, and just of just that whole experience. To add on to the nerves, I met her family, and her family is absolutely
At the show.
incredible. They made me they make me feel so welcomed, and they're so easy to talk to, and I really just appreciated them, and just kind of like, I don't know whether they did it on purpose or not, like they made me feel like just like welcomed, and like they like embraced me, and stuff, and I very much enjoyed meeting them, and yeah, her family's
sweet.
incredible.
That's awesome.
I heard some people were gushing over you too. That some girls
Well, I mean,
were coming up to
when
some
you're-
girls were coming up to Ronnie and were like, "Your boyfriend is so attractive."
Well, they were saying
Good
I was cute. I
job.
guess they were saying I was cute. So I heard. But well, when
What
you're
a
dating,
handsome man.
when you're dating the artist, I have to look good too. I can't go out there and be looking a little bummy.
You're like,
Hey,
dang, send
Gotta
next to all
step
this
up,
art.
step up to the plate, baby.
I am an accessory of her. I'm an extension of her. I can't go out and look like shit.
You
'cause
were
you'd be
her
like,
accessory that
like,
day.
Your boyfriend, what the hell are you doing? You can do so
That's
much
true.
better. Which I know she can do so much better, but one thing too, I literally was telling people, I was telling my friends, I'm like, I am pinching myself because I don't know how the fuck I got so lucky. And I know that's like, oh my God, so you're like, whatever, like,
no, but it could be a genuine feeling,
but like genuinely, I was just like, how did this happen to me? You know, like, how did I meet like an incredible person and have like an incredible experience with her just incredible family.
Yeah.
And what was awesome too is that mom and dad also went, and so they were able to meet her family as well.
And that's also adds on to nerves.
And I loved it too because mom and dad really appreciated all of the art there. It was an awesome little. They made it like they turned it into like a date night, and they just looked so cute, just walking and
our parents do look really cute when they go out together.
And I was so really happy that they were able to go and stuff. And I know Zach, you were planning on going, but unfortunately, so Zach literally did everything he could to go ahead and try to make it. So you switch shifts with somebody, and then of course, literally that day, the late shift, somebody from late shift decides not to show up or not to work, and so what happens? Zach
and I got stuck. I was there till 10:45, baby.
But I told Ronnie that she appreciates the effort and she appreciates you trying to make it and even just thinking about her, and she's very thankful still, regardless.
To many more, so I can go in the future.
Yeah, if I didn't last minute find out that freaking barbecue was gonna be
exactly.
Saturday,
Like, you were planning on going as well.
Oh my God.
I know you talked about potentially some of your friends.
Tuesday or something, and I was like literally thinking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, okay, this Saturday I'll try to bring Luca, some of my friends, and the coach walks up to me and she was like, hey, so this Saturday, can you make a video? I was like, what's this Saturday?
Yeah, you're like, Saturday.
She was like, oh, we're doing the banquet this Saturday. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go.
I will say this though, not to go ahead and kind of, just throw salt in the wound, but you both would have had such an awesome time. Like,
well,
I'm sure
there were so many just amazing people, like Ronnie's friends, they're all just so nice, and her family was just, like I said, so welcoming. And like, I talked to so many different people, and literally every single encounter that I had was like, it just was like a nice like breath of fresh air of just like everybody was so chill and everybody was so nice and stuff and all that.
It just felt
and it was a cool thing. It was just an awesome experience. What was amazing too, and I was out of the loop on this too, was that when we showed up to the show, one of her friends kind of pulled me aside, and she's like, "Hey, so we plan a surprise birthday party for her." So she was aware that there was going to be an after party, right? But she didn't know that it was going to be a surprise birthday party for her. And they said they didn't have my contact information, but they were able to tell me. And they wanted me to go ahead and help out with stalling and stuff like that, so I was able to do some stalling.
Because you don't have Instagram or anything. Like the only way they could have contacted you is how they're going to get your phone number.
Yeah. So they needed me to go ahead.
Or they should have DM'd Attack the Talk.
Yeah, there we go. So next time if you guys are looking to go and reach out to me, go ahead and...
go to our podcast, join and chat live, and then you could talk to me that way.
And so, they wanted me to go ahead and do some stalling over towards the end of the night because they were going to go ahead and head over to, it was a cool little it was over at the other artist, Tita. It was at her studio, and then they also had a cool little rooftop, full setup stuff and a party.
Awesome.
So it was awesome. But the moment that we finally showed up, she was caught off guard. She was so surprised, and it was just like I said, Saturday was just amazing, and it's it's a day that I'm going to really cherish just for the rest of my life. I think just to go to show how awesome it was in meeting her family, and maybe how much they liked me, I guess, was me and Ronnie met up with her dad and her brother the next day on Sunday at Sizzlers.
Aww,
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then again, just even talking with them, it was just an awesome time. It really felt like just seamless conversations, just a bunch of different.
It felt comfortable. It wasn't.
Felt very comfortable and felt like just enjoying time with family.
You didn't feel pressure.
There was no pressure at all.
That's good.
It felt really, really.
That's really good.
It felt really good. And I was really excited to meet them. I'd been wanting to meet them for sure, and especially with her siblings, her brother and her sister, are just absolute, incredible people, and I really appreciated them being very welcoming. And like I said, I just had a great weekend. And yeah, so my girlfriend's birthday is tomorrow, and this isn't a surprise. She already knows, and we're going to Disneyland. So
Yay, Disney.
excited for that.
Have fun.
We gotta get this podcast.
Don't get on the Guardians ride, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Don't get on that ride.
Real quick, Jacob's in chat saying that I've never been out of the country before, so I'm happy that he will go with me and her and have so much fun.
Your dad, of course.
They're going to the castle of Vlad the Impaler.
Okay.
Oh, because he's going to Romania to visit his girlfriend.
Interesting. Okay.
Me
That's
and
right.
her.
You mentioned it before that in
That he has a
Romania.
girlfriend in Romania.
A boy.
Saving every bit of money. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if traveling's involved, definitely go ahead and try to save up money.
Oh my God.
We talk every day for about 6 hours texting. Okay, awesome. And I took Lexi's advice about the long distance. Great. So there we
Good.
go.
I'm glad that it helped.
I've never felt 100% in any relationship until this one. Awesome. So,
That's so
I
sweet.
love each other so much. We have been talking since February. Very, very cool. And every day.
28th.
So what I will tell you, Jacob, is just literally enjoy the ride, man. Just appreciate every single day. And, don't try to put any unnecessary pressure on anything. And like Lexi said, long distance is difficult, but as long as you both continue to go ahead and take things slow and
But you'll know who's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And, just appreciate everything, obviously we're all hoping for the best for you and your girlfriend over in Romania. And that's awesome to hear, man. So
I might have to, let me know if you need any more long distance advice, because I'm about to come into probably a lot of advice in this coming year.
Yeah.
Because this is my segue to where I get to boast about my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He is going to be playing for the Filipino national team for volleyball.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which means he's going to be gone for. Thankfully, their season is only like 3 months consecutively, and in Asia they start their winter breaks in like October. They start their winter breaks super early. Their Christmas breaks are super early.
Okay, so that means
he'll be here for Christmas, my birthday. He'll be here for that.
That's always been an issue, right?
Yeah, it's always been an issue. It's always he is only able to be for like a sliver of my birthday, because it's always around the time that he's going. He has divorced parents, so going between each parent,
between Nevada and going to Utah.
Nevada and Utah, and then having to come back. Or sometimes his family has events. They have this house in Palm Springs. They go and do that, or in Ventura they rent that out. So I remember this past birthday, he only could have been there for my morning. So I spent the night there, and we could only be there for the morning, but then I had to drop him off at the airport on my birthday. So it was like, I know it sucks, but my birthday's in the middle of Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
so
literally. Literally in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. But yeah, he'll be able to do that. And it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for him. Everyone's so excited for him. Him and one of my other friends, Brian, they both got recruited, because how many Filipinos do you know that are above 6'2"? Because Brian is like 6'4" and Luca is like 6'6". Yeah, okay. I don't know any Filipinos, period. So I am super excited for that. I saw that.
So what?
I saw
Keep
that.
talking.
You dropped something. Hey, AJ dropped his cap.
It's under his desk.
Chug that's why. You guys want to see me chug this or what?
AJ dropped, no.
Chug. The entire podcast.
Yeah, no, just burping throughout the whole thing.
All right.
But yeah,
keep boasting about your boyfriend.
I am super excited for him. Great opportunity. And for all the people that always ask me, oh my God, what are you going to do when he's in the Philippines? So I'm like, be happy. I actually would be mad if he didn't go.
Yeah.
Because he was thinking, he was like, dang, like, I'm going to miss you so much, like picking up and leaving.
Because you would probably convince yourself, or at least you would go ahead and tell yourself that you were the reason why he...
Oh, definitely.
And then...
Because he's thinking, obviously, picking up and leaving and going to a whole new country is a big deal. It is.
It is.
But they're paying for his housing, paying for his food. Ubers are average $6 USD there. And
Ubers are $6 over there?
Yeah.
Currency exchange, baby.
Yeah.
It's great.
And he's getting paid. He's getting paid to do what he loves. And I literally looked him in the eye and I was like, babe, you better go, because I actually will think you're an idiot if you don't take this opportunity. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I really want you to go. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, go.
Because there's plenty of moments in life where when it comes to relationships and it comes to a big opportunity, whether it's traveling, whether it's work related, whether it's whatever the case is, that people care about people so much that they're willing to go ahead and forgo whatever that opportunity is. And who knows how things will play out? Who knows how things you work out over in this crazy life that we all live? But at the end of the day, there's always going to be that second guessing if you don't take that chance.
Oh yeah, he better go, because everything's always negotiable. They even ask, like, what if we don't like it? Like, okay, just go there for it's always negotiable.
He tried. He went ahead, made an effort.
Yeah.
Or if he's absolutely miserable, who knows? I don't know if there's a contract that he has to go ahead and do, or who knows?
Yeah, but they said that it's always negotiable. Like everything's negotiable. It's fine. So
there's a buyout,
ideally, he would have to go there by August because of drafting for other teams. So there wouldn't be a guarantee unless he went earlier to be on the Filipino team with his friend and on the actual Filipino national team. And there's talks about him basically becoming like once you go to the Philippines, especially if you're on the national team, you become like a little celebrity, a Filipino celebrity out there.
Interesting.
Because some of the other guys that he actually went to the same tryout with, they're getting offered like these like modeling gigs. So he is not attractive compared to Luca. So me and Luca are already
so a good chance
we're already guaranteeing that he's going to become this Filipino celebrity.
He's going to become a little model out there.
I know he's going to become this little celebrity.
What's the extent of what is he going to be modeling?
I literally asked him yesterday, and I was like, "Babe, if someone asks you to model underwear, are you doing it?" And he was like, "Am I allowed to? Are you gonna allow that?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you can." I was like, "Just don't let there be like an obvious bulge." And he was like, "Okay, I'll ask the gays to teach me how to tuck." I was like, "Okay."
That's crazy.
All right. I was like, "Thanks, babe."
That's awesome.
You respect me so much. Thank you.
Right on.
But yeah, I'm so excited for him. So excited. Obviously, long distance is going to be tough, especially as a time change. But I'll just call him at night, which will be his mornings, tell him about my day, and he'll tell me about the plans for the rest of his day. And, easier said than done.
Yeah.
Take things day by day.
Literally, like you said, that if the person's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Like, then.
And plus, I'm like, dude, in like 5 years' time, we're going to be living together somewhere in Vegas. So, like, I literally won't be able to escape you every day.
Damn.
Yeah, that's our plan. Our plan is maybe in like 5 years, around there.
Okay.
We'll probably be, because I want to buy a house and I would like to afford it, and California is not the place to do that.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
And plus, it's by some of our family. It's by his family.
So it makes sense.
And they don't have state tax.
True.
It's
true that.
Yeah, I still want a nice night city life, but also I'm not gonna live in Las Vegas. I would like to live in like North Las Vegas or maybe Henderson.
Stuff you're gonna have to adapt to, like weather as well and stuff.
Yeah.
And but yeah, right on.
But yeah, that's yeah.
So what are you gonna do with the podcast? Because we're clearly gonna be still talking about.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna in 5 years.
Season 3 still.
We're gonna be going over the manga.
I know. We're gonna be going over Levi's chapters.
Yeah,
Levi's whole segment for himself.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hopefully by then we're able to go ahead and do things remote.
What do you mean? We'll be doing things for One Piece.
Remote,
We'll be talking
I'm
about
gonna have
One
a
Piece.
full-on setup. Don't you know? My plan to be a Twitch streamer.
I mean, I obviously want to go ahead and learn how to do that so that there's gonna be times where we are gonna be traveling, and sometimes we'll be able to go ahead and kind of zoom in or something.
Discord,
when life ends up taking over.
Figure all that out, and that's of course that's in NatePlaysBad's world right there.
Yeah, that's right up his alley. He knows all
The
that.
only thing I know about Discord is I join the Discord stream when me and my friends play video games, and we can all hear each other, and that's about it.
That's about it. So
Sometimes Lucas streams video games, so I can watch him play, and that's about it.
Nate told me to go ahead and download it, and that's how. Yeah. That's it. So we can do stuff like that too, where we be able to have our friends go ahead and join in as well.
Yeah, we could bring you guys into rooms, and then when y'all act up, we'll boot you out.
Yeah, we'll boot you out of the room. We'll go to a different room.
Awesome, like OVA episodes. Go ahead and just have like full-on discussions and stuff like that with you guys. Obviously
that would be
live
fun.
Q&A. Yeah.
When it comes to the story
live
and all
Q&A.
that, we'll still go ahead and keep things very structured, of course. But yeah, that'd be fun to go ahead and down the line in the future, be able to talk with you guys because it's obviously nice having you guys in chat, but just be able to have that more kind of just personal conversation and stuff. Hearing your guys' voice. I don't even know what you guys sound like.
That's true.
But like that'd be.
I want to know what you guys all sound like. Now I'm curious.
Jacob says, Zach,
I see that.
do modeling. I can totally see you.
That makes one of us. Don't you know I'm gonna be bald soon, bro? I can't fucking model. What?
God.
That's why you model now, so that you'll have enough money for a hair transplant, and then you'll be fine.
They're all doing it. They're all getting hair transplants.
That's true.
I have
Might as well.
beautiful hair.
You can't beat them. Join them. I'll just take AJ's hair. It'll grow back in like a
AJ's
week.
growing out hair for Zach's wig.
It's an interesting process. Literally, it's just like to go ahead and just pull hair from the sides, plant on the top, buzz the whole head, and it all grows in as one. But obviously, you got to go.
Sometimes I don't even buzz the whole head.
Really?
Yeah. Like they just pull out the follicles from the back of your head. Obviously sporadically.
I'd be like, just buzz the freaking head.
I've done a lot of research on this because that's like the one procedure that I really want done.
Really?
I just wanted.
Your hairline?
I just want to straighten it out. It just ends in like a peak, and I just want it to
like an inverted widow's peak.
Yeah,
like,
it ends in like an inverted widow's peak, like it goes like this. I know. Can I get the Vegeta?
Give me that Vegeta widow's peak.
I want my widow's peak to end here.
I want it right now, my Seiya. Give it to me.
But that's why I know so much about hair transplants, because I would like one eventually.
You're crazy,
Maybe
Jacob.
when Luke is a celebrity, he'll buy it for me. That's what I'll ask for Christmas.
Jacob's
I expect
crazy.
him,
I'll take
with all
AJ's
this
hair.
money he's making, I expect him to fly me
I'll
out.
take Zach's hair, and then Jacob will
I'll
be like,
I'll take AJ's hair.
No, he'll eat it because then he'll get Zach's powers.
he'll eat it and he'll get Zach's powers.
Exactly.
Power!
Woo!
Very cool. I want Flock's hair.
Oh, God.
Hair.
Which Flock hair? Like, we're talking about like the squirrel tail.
I'm thinking squirrel tail.
Because I will admit, Flock's hair over in season 4 doesn't look half bad. There we
It's
go.
all right.
See?
There we go.
Much better. Much better.
Nice. Good selection.
Right on. Well, I'm glad to hear that everybody's doing well. We're boasting about our boyfriend and girlfriend is this slow temp type song. Zach, do you want to boast about anybody?
I don't really like these gummy worms.
My girl's in Greece and I miss her.
Oh,
Yeah, she
girls
comes
in
back
And
Greece.
she's somewhere beautiful too.
Damn.
Jealous for multiple reasons.
She's in Greece
I know.
and Zach misses her.
She's sending me
I'm good.
pictures.
Thanks,
I don't really like the way they taste.
She's been sending. Are those edibles? Imagine.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit.
That'll stop me.
I'm like, I don't do this stuff anymore. I was duped.
Aren't they a little weird?
Jacob says your girl must be a goddess. What say you, Zach? He says she must be a goddess.
She is. She's absolutely stunning.
What if he was like,
that's
she's
so
alright?
cute. That's He's like, I miss her. She's not a goddess, but she's
Our
alright.
joke is I always go, you're kind of cool, I guess. You're kind of all right.
Kind of cool.
But yeah, I guess you're kind of cool. You're okay.
That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. You got yourself a girl. I'm glad to hear that you miss her.
Thank you. Yeah. No, dude. She comes back
Gonna be
Friday,
back
so.
Friday, right on. Very, very
I
cool.
didn't get my card back tomorrow.
There you go. You sounded more excited to get your car back than your girl, but I'm kidding.
I got my car back. Also, my girlfriend's coming back.
Yes.
Right.
I already talked to her all morning.
No, I'm not-
She knows.
Bro,
No
that's cool,
fair.
man.
My boyfriend's leaving Thursday.
These are it.
He's gonna be gone until I think he comes back Monday.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to
Weekend
the Bay Area with his roommate Willie. I think it's just because Willie really wants to show him because Willie's from the Bay. Want to show him
Tiber's from the Bay? I didn't know that. Wow.
Want to show him
Shout
where
out
he
to
grew,
Willie Tiber in the Bay.
Tiber, bro.
Want to show him where he grew up and stuff.
All right, Josh.
And he's gonna go there and play Nine Man. Do you know what Nine Man is?
No, but I do know somebody who was talking about the Bay, and he was a really cool person. His name's Jeremy. He's one of Ronnie's friends. Shout out to Jeremy. He's a lawyer, and you would have never thought with the look of him.
He's
He has,
like
these
a
long,
corporate attorney.
He has like these long dreads and stuff and all that. And he just,
Or not corporate attorney, but he's an attorney.
Yeah, he just he literally just became a lawyer. He went to school.
Dang.
Yeah.
So he passed the bar.
Congrats to him, bro.
Hey,
Yeah, so shout out to
that's not
Jeremy.
easy.
He was over from the Bay, and that's what made me think about him. Yeah, real cool dude. Talking to him
Luca's
over
going
the
to play Nine Man, which is like the most Asian volleyball can get.
Really?
It's like 9v9, but it's like only Asians play Nine Man. So, also Willie's Asian. Willie Tiber's Asian,
Really? Wow.
That's crazy.
Part of the Mikasa clan, or?
I guess.
Yeah, wow.
Shout out to the Vince Smokes. Yeah. Shout out Vince
There you
Smokes.
go. Right
Okay,
on.
I'm done talking about my boyfriend. Let's move on.
Cool. So shout out to all the beautiful people out there. Now we're gonna go ahead and somehow find a way to get back over to AOT. Tried doing it with some Tiber talk. Didn't feel right.
Tiber talk.
But
Tiber talk.
we're here. This is Attack the Talk. We gotta talk about some AOT stuff, guys. You guys know that we're in season 3. This is episode 20. This will be part 2 of our breakdown and discussions. That episode is That Day. As you guys can see, I'm embracing my my Grisha. You know,
Looking good. Looking
like
good.
a Grisha vibe. There's been a lot of Grisha in these past couple episodes. We have seen young Grisha talking about, wanting to go ahead and see these awesome things like these awesome airships. Well, be careful. Don't go past those walls. Don't go past the freaking, whatever. Make sure you have your armband. Make sure you have your freaking, what was it? Like a permit type
permit.
thing, right? And well, things don't work out for young Grisha. As you know, we have older Grisha, adult Grisha narrating to us. I talked about how it was nice to go ahead and kind of get that idea of like, I feel like Grisha is talking to Aaron in a weird way. Like he's narrating, but he's like explaining things, and I can't help but think about like this is a discussion that Grisha is having with Aaron, as Aaron is, you know,
it's all connected.
At that coming of age where he's beginning to go ahead and lose his fucking mind.
Yeah,
you know, we're close to that moment. But yeah, stuff like that. A lot of Grisha. We're going to continue on with that story, of course, of learning about the history of pretty much the Marlians and the Eldians. Zach did a great job last week of being Grisha's father and explaining to us the history and everything involved with that and why the Eldians are hated so much. Essentially, they are just, you know, the ones who literally controlled, you know, just the world for over, what was it? Like, what was the time frame? Definitely was over a century, right?
Yeah, it was like 1700.
Yeah. So yeah, insane, which is why the Marlians all hate them now. Because literally it's like, your freaking ancestors, you know, blah, blah, blah.
1700's a long time.
So
those people probably live until what, 40?
Yeah, and then we find out though that
this time they probably lived to like 60.
The Great Titan War, they said, was 80 years ago. So, and again, we talked about how impressive it was for, you know, Marley to go ahead and claim 7 of the 9. Like, damn, you know.
Without initially having Titans is the crazy part.
Yeah, that's insane.
So I mean, those Titan users must have been like,
I want that spinoff. I want a spinoff for the Titan War. Let's go.
Like, find out how incompetent those Titan warriors were.
I know.
It's like, there's no need for us. Literally, the royal family does everything. Next, you know, they're just like, swoop, Eden, swoop. Thank you for the power.
I know.
Yeah, right. I can't imagine the training with
free dubs.
Not anything like it is now.
Yeah. The technology.
But regardless, I mean, hey, if you guys are Marlian, if you guys are Eldian, if you guys are, you know, an island devil, if you guys are a Restorationists, if you guys are whatever the hell you are, hey, we care about you guys here. If you're a Jaegerist, like our friend Jacob is.
Why?
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue on with you know, the story. As I mentioned, we did a recap already. I feel like we did a good enough recap. No poll question, no Q&A for this episode.
Right to the action, baby.
As you guys heard, I mean, hey, we had ourselves quite a busy weekend, and we're just kind of enjoying it. We're enjoying the weekend.
You already said spoiler warning,
and,
right?
I did not. No. So yeah, huge spoiler warning because there's a good chance.
All these people have already gotten spoiled.
There's a good chance, you know, that you know, there's gonna be some spoiler talk, especially with where we end the story. But yeah,
kind of grainy.
They're like lemony.
Yeah.
Let's see where we can go ahead and kind of. If
like
anything else, got to go ahead and talk about.
They're not like bad, but they're not like.
It's not like the trolley. I wanted like a trolley.
You want like the sour and sweet.
Yeah.
Not the
this is
sour and sour. Yeah. Double on the citrus.
Tomorrow's 1 week since my birthday. Yep. Time flies, my friend. Time flies. Before you know it, it'll be 2 weeks. Before you know it, it'll be 2 months. And before
next time you see
us,
us, it'll be 2 weeks.
You're 30.
That's crazy.
It sounds like he speaks from experience.
I will never forget that TP I'm gonna get you for your birthday.
I'm clearly 26. I'm clearly turning 26 tomorrow.
Returning what? 25?
You said, do you want to be 80?
What?
Dude, waking up is going to hurt.
Oh, I want to be... If I'm at 80 and I'm laying in a bed and I can't get out of that bed, you...
Hold on, but what if you're 80 and you have a full head of hair? Then you're like, fuck it, I'm living good, man.
I'm telling you. Everyone at that nursing home is loving on me. No. If I'm 80 and I can't...
I can totally see Zach being such like an old like heartthrob. I don't know why.
Aren't you looking
as someone that has worked at a retirement home?
He's gonna be so sociable. Yeah. He's gonna be so just like charming.
We have seen a couple of those.
Like,
well, aren't you quite the young lass?
I could totally see that too.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it happen when I worked at a retirement home. I've seen stuff like that happen.
Jacob said he's gonna be in the old folks home speaking of the rumbling.
Oh God. He's gonna be screaming at nothingness crazy. Like Aaron's grandpa.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
literally. And then people walking by like just another day.
Put him in memory care.
Passing by the loony bin.
That's just Joe.
Crazy. Yeah, no. If I'm 80 and I'm stuck in my bed,
that's just Jacob.
That's just Jacob. You know.
He just screams about weird things. I don't know.
Yeah.
There he goes talking about the giant naked people again. This guy.
Yeah.
There we go. All the good stuff. All right. do you think, guys? Nothing else to go ahead and really talk about, right? Start of the show, we can go ahead and
let's get right into the news.
all right, let's get into the episode. All right, guys. As we stated, there huge spoiler warning for all of our friends who are not caught up to this point. We're at the territory here where we're getting some new characters that, well, maybe we've seen before, maybe we haven't. Maybe you don't think that we've seen them before, but really you have. And you know, all the good stuff. As a matter of fact, you know, the story here that we're covering over in Marley, it's this is in the past. So there are going to be some familiar faces, whether you guys like it or not, whether you guys remember them or not. But yeah, we'll find out what happens with Grisha, because as we last left Grisha, actually, you know, he's kind of just decided to go ahead and live with the guilt, live with just accepting what the hell happens here over in Marley, and that, hey, whether it's corrupt or not,
figuring out if he's in the wrong or if the world is,
whether, you know, it's both of them. This is just how things are, and he has to go ahead and just kind of be, unfortunately, this piece of this nightmarish puzzle. We saw he kind of just would go ahead and as he was kind of growing up, he was dealing with that segregation and dealing with people throwing wine bottles at him.
Yeah, like treating him less than human.
But, you know, he was able to go ahead and be, you know, at least, and I'm trying to think of the word, but like a knowledgeable person, because he's obviously taken over his father's health clinic.
Yeah,
which is, we know Grisha.
He's not uneducated. He's definitely a man of intellect who's studied.
He actually knows too much, but
yes, agreed.
Yeah, but with Grisha, I mean, he's just trying to do his thing. You know, he's taken over his dad's health clinic, and he comes across an interesting character, which we find out his last name is Grice, which is also the last name of Falco and his brother
Niccolo.
Not Niccolo.
Sorry, not Niccolo.
Falco and Colt.
Colt, that's his name.
Yeah.
The other blonde dude.
Yeah. So he essentially is known as this patriot soldier. We don't know what he's fighting for, but he talks about this informant that has fed him information about Grisha's sister. And Grisha, of course, is all ears. He wants to know more, and we'll find out more. As a matter of fact, you ready, Zach?
Yes, sir.
We continue the episode with that line from Patriot Grice.
Your sister was killed by a Marleyan public security officer. That's a verified fact from our informant in the government. There are some things that you need to hear.
So now there is a brief skip in time as Grisha, stunned and fighting back tears, responds,
"It can't be. How could they do that?"
We now see that we are no longer in Grisha's health clinic anymore, but instead, Grisha is surrounded by other mysterious patriots, all gathered inside of some sort of hidden base. Grisha now narrates, "When I learned the truth of my sister's death, I swore to myself that I'd show these Marleyans who the real devils were. We witnessed the unsettling truth of how Faye was murdered, as some group of Marleyan officials wearing black suits used poor Faye as a chew toy for their bloodthirsty hounds. The look of fear and panic in Faye's eyes is something you see only in nightmares." Grisha continues to narrate, "I saw that my ancestors' so-called sins were justified, that to set the world right as it had been, Eldia would have to be restored." Grisha can now be seen carving that same scar design that Patriot Grice has onto himself. The other members applaud Grisha for his dedication. Grisha continues, "Our informant within the Marleyan government was called the Owl. He led the Restorationists without ever showing himself. And all we see as a viewer, we only see the owl depicted as this dark silhouette, as this savior."
Dun dun dun.
That was great timing from our dogs to start barking. Right when we were talking about Faye getting eaten, used as a chew toy, and then you just hear Blue bark. I was like, "Oh God!"
Like they said our names. They said dogs.
Literally,
they really made it like I feel like I was in the scene.
The hounds. So
immersed me.
essentially we go ahead and we come across, as I stated, this mysterious character, this mysterious soldier, this patriot whose last name is Grice. We don't know what his first name is, but again, obviously we can
But
find
he's
out.
somehow related.
We can come to go ahead and understand that he is some descendant of, the Grice family, and which is really interesting to go ahead and find out as we go back and examine and analyze these episodes, that like these characters from these different bloodlines have somehow all connected or have met, or whatever the case is, they've come across each other's paths in some weird way.
Yeah,
Butterfly
that's
effect.
crazy.
One thing
World-
leads to
world is so
another, leads
small.
to another.
Aaron,
Yeah, like
what are you doing,
when
bro?
All by his plan, bro.
like exactly. When it all it's said and done, we can always just pretty much blame Aaron for everything, right?
No, honestly.
But he goes out there and he's essentially, and I think we can all agree that he's here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Because he is here to he heard about from the owl, which we find out that is the name of this informant, right?
Yes.
The owl essentially sent this patriot Grice to go ahead and maybe recruit Grisha. And we'll find out that this owl obviously knows quite a bit about Grisha. Obviously we'll come to find out more in future episodes, but at least in this time, the owl again is this very shadowy character who, as Grisha himself even says, that the informant, right, who leads this group called the Restorationists, leads them without ever showing himself. Now, you've got to be pretty damn convincing if you're leading without your followers even knowing what you look like.
Yeah.
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 And it makes me think of Loki.
Like it's got to have some kind of.
you can't
There's
miss.
definitely been validity behind his tips. Then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And it makes me think of like Death Note with Kira, right? And how all
Or
of a
even
sudden,
with L. I mean, before L
Yeah.
shows his face.
yeah, but exactly. So it's one of those things where like all of a sudden, you have this person who is, kind of like this, whether there's kind of like a legend or you just always just hearsay, but as soon as whatever you're hearing, like Lexi said, there's truths to it. There's actual facts and things are actually happening. Like even here, Grice is essentially telling Grisha, this is what happened, and it's all factual. How the hell is he supposed to know that this
Yeah.
happened?
What?
Because Grisha has never even come across this guy, let alone this
Ever.
is probably information that Grisha has tried to go ahead and hold so deep within his heart. So the moment
For someone to
that
just let it out.
for
him.
this guy Grice goes out there and mentions his
Yeah,
sister's
he's like,
death.
oh, by the way, thanks for talking about my scar, but by the way,
Yeah,
your sister was
exactly.
mauled by dogs.
And then talk about the scar, like Grisha himself dedicates himself to the Restorationists by
He goes
marking
ahead and
himself with that same scar over on the other side of the shoulder. We saw that.
Which all I can think of is that if they're doing some kind of crimes, it'd be so easy to find out who is a part of it. Because all you have to do is show me your shoulder.
Well, here's the thing that's true. But what I was thinking too, I was like, clearly we don't see Grisha, or we don't ever see Grisha, shirtless over when he becomes, this father and this Titan. But if he did, that
No, he's
scar
shirtless when he's a
up,
Titan.
right? He would go ahead and heal that scar up.
Yeah.
So his body would go and heal it
That's
up. So
true.
there would be
You know
no
what? That's
even
true.
mark, no even idea of him being part of this group, right? Because obviously Grisha decided to go ahead and live this second life. Now we're going to find out more about this first life as we are learning about it now. But one thing that Lexi mentioned was about bringing up, poor Faye's death. And so we get this gruesome scene. We don't see it play out. It's literally just like
It's a still image.
it's a still image. And as we described here, the absolute pain and fear in her eyes is something that fucking like infuriates me because
There's what, 3 dogs in total, right?
yeah, there was like, you see 3 dogs, you see only one of the individuals there in the suit, and he's just some fucking just looks like some like cowardly
nameless tool.
individual,
He gets his.
We don't see the other 2, but they obviously have their hounds almost like in leashes, kind of. They're just toying around with poor Faye's
Like
life.
he definitely suffered for sure.
She definitely suffered. There's no
There was no
ands, or
humanity
buts
because
about it.
they didn't see her as human because she's a Eldian.
Yeah, and
So they figured, why does she deserve mercy?
one thing we talked about last week, we find out from this officer that he's the one who decided, come on, let's go home. That his name was like perfectly like given to this
Officer
character is
Gross.
Officer Gross. And
Disgusting.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, damn, we obviously in Attack on Titan we see a lot of disturbing stuff, but this is one of the more disturbing things, and it may be probably the most disturbing thing, considering this is a young girl. We talked about potentially her being somewhere from like 6-7 years old, right? And
still single digit age.
She was so smart and just so aware of just like the beauty of this world.
Yeah, she was very smart.
And she wanted to explore more. She had
girl.
such ambitions. And then whenever you have characters like that, like even when we talked about like, and this is on a much lesser scale, but like we're talking about characters like Marlo, who show so much promise, and then his life is cut short because of
these characters with crazy potential that just end up getting murdered.
Yeah, like this young girl literally wants to go ahead and learn about how the airships work. She wants to go ahead and be up there in the sky. She wants to go ahead and witness all these beauties of the world and stuff like that. And it's like,
and you can tell that she has like so much loyalty and love for her family.
Exactly.
Like the way that she talks to Grisha.
Yeah. Exactly. And we come to find out, obviously, as we see Grisha early on in the story, that Grisha himself is obviously a very, intelligent person. And we can only just assume that, Faye would have also been this very important, very intelligent, very impactful character. Not going to say that, I think we might have talked about this before in the past, but I'm not going to say that she wouldn't have avoided, some sort of escapable fate.
Yeah, some kind of other harsh fate.
It seems like in Attack on Titan, everybody gets some sort of, moment of a tragedy, or whether it involves
due diligence,
whether it involves their loved ones.
We need something to motivate the character.
Whether it involves their loved ones.
Kill his sister.
Or
you want to be on the script?
Yeah.
We'll do something.
You have to be.
Who do you like? Who's the most loyal to you? All right, they'll die.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We need passion.
Jacob's talking about another, unfortunate death of a character who had a lot of promise, potentially, promise, was Marco. And, Marco's another character who we saw that he was an absolute, just genuine, sweetheart of a person who really cared about his allies. And come to find out that he ended up suffering that fate of being, essentially just thrown to the wolves, per se. He was, I guess in a weird way, it's kind of similar, where it's like, the hounds are having to go ahead and play with this person, and Marco was this chew toy, and it's unfortunate because even here, like Faye is dealing with these bloodthirsty hounds. Like you see these dogs.
Yeah,
they're rabid, bro.
Yeah,
they have foam coming out of their mouths.
Yeah, and like Lexi said, like they're like she was getting tortured,
Yeah.
And so again, that was just a really disturbing still image that we got, but we had to go ahead and come to.
I still don't think that death is as disturbing. I think what did we say is the most gruesome death? We said it was like Ymir getting eaten by the daughters. By Maria.
So.
Yeah, that's got to be the most disturbing one for me.
Yeah.
Or also that forgot her name, but the mother getting killed by Connie's dad when he's a Titan.
Yeah, that's right.
And the little girl just watching. Can't remember the little girl's name.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too, but yeah, I know.
I don't remember, but yeah, it's up there.
I know you ain't talking about me.
It's up there.
No, I think it's talking about maybe Premier Zachary, but Premier Zachary, I don't think he felt a whole lot because, ultimately, his weird invention.
Yeah, it wasn't suffering. It was more of a. Damn,
it just
that
looked,
sucks for you, bro.
Yeah.
Life got snatched.
But yeah. Now Grisha's now he's a patriot.
Yeah, we see here that, Grisha's really dedicated himself, which we could only, assume that whatever else he was informed is all information that maybe he experienced, or maybe it's stuff that he himself is aware of, and he's thinking to himself, how do they know? And maybe they tell him it's the informants, the owl. And so now he's like, okay, and then we don't get all the behind the scenes stuff. We just, like I said, we get like a weird skip in time where Grisha is talking to the other members of the Restorationists. And so, yeah, we now know that Grisha is dedicated to the Restorationists.
He's here for the alien cop,
and the informant is known as the Owl.
I don't know. Every time I hear the Owl, I think of a Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I think of that too.
That's the only thing that comes to my head.
The Owl.
Yeah, That was another crazy ghoul, huh? Looking ghoul. But I was thinking too.
Kaneki's crazy transformations.
And I was thinking too, like, oh yeah, Jacob says me too. But I was thinking also as well, I was like, man, the owl, like that'd be honestly low key, like that'd be a pretty terrifying like beast titan. Like if you turn into like an owl. Like, that'd be pretty freaking terrifying. I'm like,
That'd be scary.
Big old
See how long owls' legs are actually?
Yeah.
but also too, imagine like next thing you know, you're trying to go ahead and be sneaky, right? You're like, oh my god, like whatever, like.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Attack. You see the freaking head just go like
Just turns completely.
and just like
Big ol'
looks at you.
eyes.
And just like looks at you and shit.
And it's like the owl with the like really pointed, like the Deftones owl with the white face.
Yeah, exactly. Like that'd be a pretty terrifying beast titan. But yeah. Oh, yeah, vulture is also another terrifying. Birds in general can be pretty terrifying as beast titans because of the
Those
fact
are
of,
dinosaurs.
the fact of obviously we would imagine that they'd be able to fly, right? So it's pretty scary.
They're also the descendants of dinosaurs.
Yeah, true.
They are.
as well.
Birds are.
Yeah. So I mean,
So next
Or a
time you look at a
vulture?
chicken,
Oh god, that's terrifying.
a
Especially
crow,
because they like signify death.
a crow or a raven.
Crows are so cute. They're so smart, actually.
Fucking,
And, like train them to talk. It's crazy.
yeah.
They're so smart.
When I was younger, I wanted to get an army of crows because there used to be a bunch that hang out in Michigan Park, so I'd just feed them. But they didn't become an army. They just kept coming back for food.
they were just hungry.
Did you know that a group of crows is called a murder?
I
actually did know that.
Yeah, I did hear that before. I've heard it before. I can't say that I would have known off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
I've heard it before.
But it rings a bell.
Yeah.
Rings a couple bells.
What do they call a bunch of fish?
School, right?
A school.
Yeah.
Just more fish.
Yep.
It's fishes, actually.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Fishies.
Feces.
Yeah, feces.
Fihi.
All right. Good stuff, guys. So that pretty much is what we have to go ahead and cover and go and break down in terms of the first portion here. And
See you guys next week.
you guys think we're ready to go ahead and?
Good job, guys. Let's go. Good night.
You think we're ready to go ahead and jump on into the second part?
Yup.
User.
All right. So this is going to be somewhat of a shorter little episode that we're going to go and cover, but
Yeah, we'll
it's just
see.
because this is kind of like a good kind of moment to go ahead and leave us with, with
We just
more.
want to leave you guys sitting there stewing, wondering what the fuck. Get out of here.
What's up? Are you a? I'll go ahead and say
The price is
Yeah,
lower than
it's,
any competitor.
that was like the restorationist. So
Stupid
you're a
ass.
conservationist.
Hey,
whatever.
conservationist.
But whatever.
Anywho,
Get your conservative ass out of here.
shall we continue?
Yeah, we'll continue now. So again, guys, this is going to be the little last part of the second act. I should say, last part of what we're going to be covering in this episode. So here we go. We continue as we see the restorationists hold a meeting. Grisha tells everyone, "Come, I've discovered the truth. Our ancestor Ymir awakened the power of the Titans and used it to tame the wilderness, carve out roads, and to make bridges to span the mountains. She didn't oppress other people. She helped them to prosper." One of the comrades responds,
So, the history we're taught as children was just a hoax? Marleyan propaganda?
and then Grice, who's standing next to Grisha, tells Grisha,
Impressive, Grisha. How'd you read this ancient language?
and Grisha explains, "Oh, no, I haven't deciphered much of the writing at all yet." Grice asks,
Then how do you know all that is true?
Grisha responds, "Because it's obvious just from looking." Grisha now proudly announces to his fellow comrades, "And because I believe in our founder Ymir with all of my heart, we're not devil bloods. We are all God's children." All the members applaud Grisha until someone interrupts by entering with an announcement. The member announces.
My comrades,
Everyone turns to look.
the owl sent us a new ally.
A woman walks into the room.
Hello. It's good to meet you. I'm here as a descendant of the royal family, the last on this continent.
Grisha stares at this woman in awe.
My name is Dinah Fritz.
Dinah notices Grisha as Grisha narrates. When we locked eyes, I decided to allow fate to steer my life where it would. Let me say that line again, sorry. I decided to allow fate to steer my life where it would. Dinah was all that remained of a branch of the royal family that refused to flee the continent. She taught us secrets about the Titans that only royalty had known before. We believed that she had shown us the path to victory. To be continued.
Boom, boom,
That
boom.
short little
Leave you guys wanting more.
moments of the episode, but it's just to kind of go ahead and set the table. You know, we kind of, unfortunately, in that first act, kind of wrapped what happened, and we come to understand exactly what happened to Faye and how this patriot, this restorationist known as Grice, pretty much went ahead and recruited Grisha, and we learned a little bit about the owl. And then as far as the second act here, I mean, we see just kind of how the restorationists work, kind of, obviously.
Yeah.
They're holding meetings over in this, I would assume, an undisclosed location. And it seems at this point here that because we talked about Grisha fully like embracing it and being very dedicated, now he's just like essentially like he's orchestrating and
He's kind of almost like the leader.
And
It's really funny. He looks like the guy from the meme from, God, I can't remember which one, but it's one where he's in front of a whiteboard and there's like everything's connected and he's like,
oh yeah,
it's
from
all connected.
Always Sunny.
Yeah, Always Sunny. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
I
what's
have
his name?
that
It's like
one.
Charlie or something like that, I think.
Yeah. That's really what Grisha looks like in this episode.
Yeah.
Now, how can you read this? It's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, that's a great thing to go ahead and kind of at least a good detail to go ahead and talk about, because we didn't go ahead and necessarily mention that they're looking at ancient texts.
Yeah.
You know, which is obviously why Grice is very impressed and
How can you read this? What do you mean?
How did you read? You know, and you know, Grisha tells him like, "Oh, look, like I haven't deciphered this. Like, can't you just tell?" You know, and obviously Grisha himself knows more, because one, we can assume that his dad,
he
so
looks
that's
like
exactly
that.
the one that that Lexi was talking about, but. Grisha obviously was informed about history by his dad, by his father, and who obviously
Father was taught by the Marlians.
Yeah, exactly.
The propaganda.
Yeah.
Justice is in the eyes of the victor.
But as they go ahead and they hold this meeting, and we, like we said, Grisha himself is now kind of leading these meetings, and he's telling the other members that like he's discovered this truth about their ancestor Ymir and how she awakened the power of the Titans, and she used it not for terrible things, not for war, not for bloodshed, but to tame the wilderness, to carve out roads and to make bridges to span to the mountains. He says she didn't oppress people, she helped them to prosper. Now, again, this is just, you know, information from another point of view. Unfortunately, later on down the line, you know, we see the history and how it played out, but I think we can all also maybe come to the same, you know, understanding that this Ymir, that obviously is all powerful, is really not that evil. Is really not that like egotistic. Is really not that much of a god figure at all.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we come to understand that this is simply a young girl, young woman who, well, was kind of just forced upon this role, who maybe followed love, maybe, you know, whatever the case is. That's all stuff we're going to go ahead and get down, of course, and understand more in the future, and get into obviously real like in deep discussion and analysis on it, because that whole story is a whole other ballgame.
Oh yeah.
You know, we talked about most tragic death. Lexi said, you know, that probably is the most tragic one, and it has to do with, you know, Ymir Fritz, right? And
there's so much that our characters are yet to know, and
we are introduced to a character with the same last name, and that is Dinah. Dinah, as she explains to the other members,
a new ally.
She is a member of the royal family. She's a descendant who didn't flee.
Royal blood.
She decided to go ahead and stay over there, and they're over in Marley right now, right?
Yep.
So she decided to stay, because that's right. We were all obviously you know, they had the whole explanation of the royal family members all fleeing over to the island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right.
But Dinah
so Dinah stayed.
refused to flee.
And you know, Grisha even explains that Dinah taught them all secrets about the Titans.
Yeah, because there's probably so much that the royal family knows.
Yeah.
That isn't general information. So
And-
that's a good ally to have.
Exactly. But choice of words here that are very interesting is Grisha says in like a past tense, like we believed that she had shown us the path to victory. Something kind of important to go and notice, you know?
Dun dun dun.
It's not like, oh, you know, we
Foreshadowing.
believe that, you know, she's like, obviously this is first impressions here. And then it's clear they were giving each other the looks, you know? I mean, I guess Grisha is a pretty charming looking individual, you know?
That's suave motherfucker.
He obviously, like I said, you know, he's so suave to the point where he literally came into this restorationist group and just took over.
Yeah, and he just took over.
know?
Okay, cool. But he probably was the most passionate. Just had so much passion, so much gall.
Yeah.
That's probably why they came to him.
And he's always been very headstrong ever since he was a child. Very opinionated, very hard-headed. So
True.
they probably were like, all right,
Sounds
fuck it,
like
make him-
someone else we know.
yeah. Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
And even just with these words here, like Grisha, you know, he talking about how he believes in Ymir with all of his heart, right? That they're not devil bloods and that we
He
are
talks
all
about Ymir like she's like God.
Yeah, he says we are all God's children, and literally saying the word God. You know, and like we went ahead and we tried to go ahead and describe, you know, and that's where the spoiler warning comes in, is that Ymir wasn't really much of a god to begin with. I mean, I guess in terms of what she was able to do and being this,
She had godly
Titan.
power.
like, but she never asked for them. You know, she was unfortunately just kind of granted those abilities in a moment of panic and fear.
Yeah.
But you know, with power comes unfortunate responsibilities.
Yeah.
And
people, you have a target on your back.
and people are
Or
going to
power
go
you have,
ahead
you have a
and use you for those powers. And well, yeah, like I said, that's a whole other story. But yeah, the Restorationists, they're here. We'll find out more about them. We'll find out more about the owl. Find out more about Grisha and Dinah. But this was a nice way to go ahead and introduce another ally, another character. And one thing I did want to say is that as you get an idea and you get a look at these meetings, at these characters, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but at the start of the episode, I said that as we talk about this new story, there might be characters that you have maybe seen before. Some of these members here in this Restorationist group look awfully familiar.
Unfortunately familiar.
Somebody say that maybe as familiar as you know, characters that you see in literally the first episode of Attack on Titan. But we'll find out more about that, of course. But it's just crazy to think that we are here talking about this in season 3. That Isayama was able to go ahead and just tie and connect so many dots. Go ahead and just like have so many
String it all
incredible
together.
just moments like this. And it's, yeah, Zebra Cakes. What's
Talking
up?
about the bot.
Yeah, got that
About-
discount.
Shout out Zebra Cakes. What's up?
Wish zebra capes. Wish zebra cakes a happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday, Zebra Cakes.
early
Zebra Cakes.
birthday.
And Zebra Cakes is an absolute superstar, as I talked about at the start of this episode. And if Zebra Cakes did not hear that, well,
She has a rewind.
you can go ahead and go back. And
I'm talking about you. You're the queen.
Queen Agent.
but yeah, so I mean, we kind of talked about it where certain fates are just inevitable in Attack on Titan.
Thanks, Aaron.
These characters here are trying to make a difference. They're trying to go ahead and right certain wrongs and have people understand that the history that they were told. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for that.
Go artist.
But it's like one of those things where like they think that the history that they're being taught, right, is just all just propaganda. It's all just for the sake of like, you know, trying to see it at one specific point of view, just to go ahead and be cogs in this gear of
this
maintaining a
operation.
certain, yeah, just maintaining a certain kind of like premise and a certain way of life and understanding and maintaining segregation like that, right, and the power dynamics. Whereas like that's not how the history was. As a matter of fact, Grisha talks about it. He says like, look, like for this person that you hate in Ymir, and thinking that she absolutely controlled things for 1700 years, like no, like she went ahead and did things to try to help everybody prosper, you know. So I guess it's a way of them, just as these restorationists, to try to, as their names are, restore just, you know, the way
Their name,
the world was,
the truth.
and well, all I'm gonna say is that it sucks when people who are trying to do good get, you know, tragic
Caught in the crossfire.
fates. But like I said, you already saw what happens to them. You know, saw it as early as episode 1 of season 1.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys remember? You guys saw Dinah over in season 1.
Yeah, she was waltzing on over.
She was there.
We get a quick look at her again last episode.
Yeah, you know,
It's crazy. We see her in the first episode and we see her in the last episode.
Yeah, she's there. But yeah, so Dinah's here. She obviously is an incredible asset that these restorationists have, because they're able to go ahead and discover more truth. You know, truths that only
She's
the
a
royal
good ally.
family were able to go ahead and be aware of. And you know, they will continue to fight the good fight.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for us to go ahead and continue to learn more about the owl. Because that is a whole other interesting story. Talk about really kind of just showing up, making your presence known, dropping the mic, and fucking just leaving.
I know.
They're like, all right.
But I will say, I don't remember him being it. Well, now that I know what I know, but I don't remember Kruger being in the story this much.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I didn't know Kruger was the officer who was there with young Grisha.
yeah, I didn't know that either. I don't really remember that.
The first time watching it was more like blurry for Kruger. I guess because you don't really realize how important he really is until after.
Until obviously that bomb, and we're like,
also,
what?
You don't get any of the context of like.
You're not shown a character, so this is going to be important later.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's shown.
It's just like a random, just like officer who happens to be there, who has to discipline this.
Especially because you're watching this flashback right when you're like, you just got to the cellar and where you're at in the I almost said movie, and the show right now, and like. I'm sure all you can think about is like, where is Aaron? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Why is this important?
I remember when it was coming out, I was like, bro, there's so much information.
Yeah.
And I have no clue what's going on with my protagonist.
So obviously it's going to be hard to remember every single detail.
But that's why like watching a second time is so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You go ahead and you get so many
Isayama's such a
details.
genius.
Reruns are so valuable, bro.
So many incredible foreshadowing moments that, again, like you just miss, as you watch it for the first time. But to go ahead and see that we have characters like, the owl, like Kruger, who were in the story earlier than we anticipated, that we're even aware of. And then having like descendants like this Patriot Grice, meeting with Grisha. And then later on down the line, we have, other Grice characters coming across, Aaron. And yeah, it's just, it's crazy. Maybe it's just a small world thing. Who knows? But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's just all just good writing. And
Aaron just made it so.
Yeah, so shout out to Aaron.
Shout out Jaeger.
Good job, Aaron.
But yeah, we'll continue on with the episode, guys. Next week we might continue the format of weeknight streams. It seems to be kind of what's been working. I know that speaking of work, I don't know when you're gonna be starting work, Lex.
I start I have my training / exam to actually get the certification
weekend, right?
before I start.
Weekends, right?
Is in 2 weeks. So not this coming weekend, next weekend.
And I'm probably going to be working weekends. I mean, I'm working 20 hours a week.
Yeah. So it's
usually
going to get
weekends.
a little bit of an idea what like weeknights you might have available, right?
Yeah. So it'll probably be weeknights, but I don't know. I haven't gotten my actual schedule yet.
And it seems like weeknights.
We'll see.
Perfect for me.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
So
that's good with me too.
So nothing confirmed right now, but we might shift to Tuesday night streams. That's what we've been doing the past. We've had like I think 3 out of the last 4 weeks. I think was Tuesday nights.
And when we first started, we used to be Attack to Talk Thursdays. We first begun. We used to do Thursday nights.
Yeah, that's right. But also I want to make sure that Nate has time to go ahead and get everything ready
done.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate, of course. Go
Thanks,
ahead and
little
support
bro.
NatePlaysBad. Check
Little
out all the
loser.
platforms he's on.
Little loser.
I hope you're doing well, Nate. But yeah, so again, continue to go ahead and look out for those updates. We'll go ahead and we'll let you guys know. But we might just be doing, live streams on Tuesday nights. And we hope that you guys join us. So now we're going to go ahead and get to our close, our beautiful 30-minute closes that we share.
I know, that we always do.
No, we'll go ahead and we'll keep it short, guys. So it wraps up another episode of Attack to Talk podcast. Of course, this is season 3 of our episode breakdown and discussions. A shorter episode today in terms of the episode of Attack on Titan that we decided to go ahead and focus on. But again, that was just to kind of set the table. Remember, guys, we will be streaming live on Twitch and get your updates over on Instagram. Follow us at Attack to Talk Podcasts. Check out the link tree over in the bio. You guys can go ahead and see all the different, platforms that we're available on, where you guys can go ahead and kind of get the episodes. As I said at the beginning of this episode, last week's episode is available now.
Yeah, it's available now.
On Tuesday.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Sup, son?
Hi,
How's work
Kyron.
been, buddy?
Just got off. Oh,
Sorry, Kyron, we're literally closing.
What we're doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and get to my close, but that doesn't mean that we're going to go ahead and close right away. Obviously, you know that I like to go ahead and ramble on as I go ahead and thank all of you guys. But we would love to hear, Kyron, how was Topgolf? How was it working over there? Was this your first day? I don't know. Because I know you said you just started working there, and if you decide to go ahead and listen from the beginning, you'll hear exactly what I'm about to say again. But I want to say congrats again to you, Kyron. We did a huge shout out for you at the start of the episode, and you've done so much for us in terms of just wanting to go ahead and take on the responsibility again of that social media manager role. And you know that we want
Awesome,
the best for you, of course. And we're supportive of all of you guys that would go ahead and support us.
Yeah, man, good job.
Glad you're having fun with it, man.
Training right now, and says it's really fun. And it's good. And
let me know which one so I can go hit some balls.
Yeah, there you go. It's over in
go fly out there and go whack some balls in the Louis.
But yeah, I'm glad you were able to go ahead and tune in, even though we're kind of getting to a close. But
yeah. But
and
thanks for still tuning in. We appreciate it,
man. We know that you're an OG, man. You've been with us, essentially from the beginning.
Yeah.
Back when we had those old like lo-fi freaking intros and stuff and all that.
Kyron's been a day
days. But yeah. Zach.
Major pause. Go whack some balls.
You want me to whack some balls with you, bro? We can whack some balls together. Nothing better than good old ball whacking.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Him with the double C too. That's crazy.
Yeah, guys, go ahead and follow us over on Instagram if you guys do not already for all of your updates. We talked about the link tree. One thing that you guys will find over in that link tree, of course, is a way to go ahead and buy some merch if you're looking for any kind of anime-related merch, and even merch that goes beyond anime. They have a lot of different stuff over in this online store, and that is named Fandomion.
Yup.
That link will send you straight to their online store. Check out and see what they got available. Like I said, it's a lot. What does Jacob say? I always wonder what AJ, Lex, and Zach are up to, are up throughout my week. I always wonder what AJ, Lex, and Zach are
I'm assuming it's up to
my week.
Up to
Up to throughout.
throughout.
Up to throughout the week. Got it. I always wonder what we're up to. You always wonder what we're up to throughout the week? Wow. Shouldn't you be focusing on your Romanian girlfriend? I'm kidding.
That's wild.
Oh, God.
Yeah, go check out her.
No, we're just up to just normal stuff. Like I said, we all have lives outside of this, and
Jobs,
and this
family.
is just a cool little. Whoa! Hey, what's up, Nate? Shout out to Nate. What are they up to? The
People are asking.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like to know. I'm sure.
I would love to know what Nate's been up to.
We'll keep it a
I know
mystery.
Nate recently moved, and I hope that that everything's going well over there. I was really excited, especially when you sent me the pictures. It looked like an incredible place.
I got something to give you, you loser. Get
Kyra
back
says
home.
a Romanian girlfriend is a flex for sure.
It
It is
yeah.
a flex. The whole long distance thing could be difficult, but like Lexi said, if the person's worth it, it's going to go ahead and find a way of working itself out.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder,
exactly.
or whatever propaganda they are telling me.
Nate has a European girlfriend as well.
We have to know.
Right? Does he?
Kind of. I think so. Pretty sure.
So shout out to all of the.
Get back home. I got a gift for you, fool. I gotta give. I'm not shipping it to you. It's gonna get lost. I don't trust the postal service.
And
nah.
Nate, next time you're in town, we'd love to go ahead and just go get like
We're stealing you. We're stealing you. We're gonna go do
I
something.
was helping some friends film something for a new channel they're putting together. Whoa! I'll set up.
Ooh.
And she's from. Is that New Zealand?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
From New Zealand.
We
Hell yeah.
root for her.
Right on. Romania. Jacob, calm down.
That's crazy.
Once you get Jacob going, you got to go ahead and
All
reel him
right,
back
let's
in.
calm it down.
Let's
man.
go back to the first word of the episode and take that out. H word.
But yeah, we love it. And thanks for tuning in and stopping by, Nate. We go ahead and we shout you out, of course. And like I said, make sure you guys go ahead and support Nate. Nate does a lot for the podcast.
He does.
You guys see us. You guys see
great.
our beautiful faces, and that would not be possible without Nate. Nate's the reason why we got this amazing equipment. Nate's the reason why we're able to go ahead and get things running smoothly. And Nate's also the reason why you guys are able to go ahead and see these episodes published at a later time. So Nate is an incredible person. I'm very, very thankful for Nate, and make sure you guys go and support him. And it seems like Nate's continuing to work on some good things because he's putting together another channel. So shout out to that. And if you guys, if you guys want to see more about that, you guys want to stay up to date, make sure you guys follow NatePlaysBad over on his platform.
Yeah, go support Nate.
The Twitch is right there. The Twitch is right there. Just click on it. Just click on it.
Go ahead
give
and
it
follow.
give it a little purple heart, and then go scroll through his socials.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah,
Pretty funny. They're
like I
pretty
said,
funny
guys,
people.
check out Fandomion. Check out the online store. Lexi's got a promo code for you guys to use. Promo code Lex. Promo code LEX. And that is for 10% off. Right? We're still doing 10.
Yep.
10% off for you guys' purchase order. And of course, you guys know that whenever you guys go and order something, we'd go ahead and love to find out what you guys bought. I mean, we're always excited to go ahead and see different kind of merch that you guys are representing. And we talked about Pokemon merch last week, and
all the Pokemon merch,
all that good stuff. But yeah, gotta love that merch. Shout out to all the artistic people out there, surrounded by a lot of them.
Sounded like you said autistic.
Yeah. Shout out to all the
I'm surrounded by a lot of them. Thanks, man.
just me and Lex. Just
I know. Yippee! Yeah.
Sometimes I say things pretty fast and they just don't make sense, but they do make sense.
Yeah, but it ended up making sense is the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to all the artists.
All of my artistic friends out there. Yeah, keep doing your thing. I'm the autotistic king.
Autotistic. I'm the autotistic king.
Vin Diesel, baby.
Is he acoustic?
I fucking love you, Jacob.
Acoustic.
I fucking love you.
Vin Diesel's autotistic.
Autotistic.
Or is that Optimus Prime? Those are Autobots.
Autotistics. Roll out.
You totally said autistic.
I know.
No, you totally did.
It's because I was like saying things so good. I was like, we're so close
Shout out
to
to
our
all our
end here.
autistics friends. Yeah, I've got a
all
lot of them
artistic
around
friends.
me. Thanks, AJ.
Clip it.
We love all of you.
Shout out to them.
You can like see my brain like what?
Oh, good stuff. But that's all we got for you guys. We'll leave it on that note. You guys know that I love you guys so much. Appreciate you guys' support. And like I said, we'll see you guys most likely Tuesday nights. So yeah, next week, keep an eye out for it. It'll probably be another Tuesday 6 p.m. stream. 6 p.m. Pacific time for us, which means for some of you 9 p.m. And it's almost your guys' bedtime. So So go to bed soon.
Go to bed.
All right.
Go Mimis.
Love you guys. Stay safe, you know, and let's just spread that love and positivity, right? Cliche.